Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today I'm reviewing a cigar that is not brand new, but it has had a packaging modification over the recent years. And to be honest with you, I'm a fan of the Perdomo cigars, and I looked online and I could not find where this cigar had been reviewed. Now, maybe deeper into the pages it may be seen, but I couldn't find where this cigar was reviewed. So I'm going to do it. This is the Perdomo Edicion de Silvio Torpedo. Now, this cigar is also known as a number 2, I believe. It's 6.1 by 54, and there is your density. Has a pretty good feel in the hand. Now, those of you who have been around may remember the original De Silvio band. It was very small and kind of a star thing going on. But here is the revamped one. And look, Nick does this from time to time, and he's done it here recently with the Champagne series. I haven't seen them yet, but I hear it's been done. But this is the new band for the Sungrown. The others, the Connecticut and the Maduro, were a little different in colors, but I like this look. I also like the color of this cigar. It's a reddish brown. Look how pretty it is. And look how well made it is. That's the thing about the Edicion de Silvio. It's like the premier top of the line of the Perdomo series. I also like this extremely long pointed cap, done just perfectly. All cards on the table. I have been to the Perdomo factory in Esteli. I have met with Nick. I have had dinner at his house. I have seen these cigars being made, and they're made only by the top torcedores at his factory. Edicion de Silvio pays homage to his grandfather, and they use just only the best tobaccos. Actually, it's supposed to be some that his grandfather liked. It was some of his favorite flavors, so that's what they're using. That's what Nick uses. That's sort of the long and the short of it. Oh, one other thing. I got these. The reason I have this one is that if you've been in cigars for a while, you get emails from everybody and their brother. Well, some company, and I can't even remember who it was now, I wish I could, had a special on them, I think 5 packs or whatever, and they were at a very good price. Well, that got me interested in looking into it because the Edicion de Silvio has not been a cheap cigar ever. But lately, the prices have come down, and that's probably something Nick did intentionally, but they have come down to very much more reasonable for us connoisseurs and those of us who go through several cigars. So that got me to purchase these, and the first one I had was nothing short of what I expected. It was just fantastic. So I thought I got me to looking online. I couldn't find where anybody had reviewed them, even as long as they've been around. So I said, it's not a new cigar, which I typically review, as you know, but it's probably new to a lot of you and well within your reach price-wise. So we're going to do it today. So let's get right to it. All right, this is probably going to be the easiest or one of the easiest cigars to cut ever. Now, for you people that may be new to cigars, yes, this is a very long cap, but you still only want to take off as little as possible. And it really makes it better to have a very concentrated airflow if you can get away with it. Now, let's try this one and take off just a little. It's actually pretty good. Well, it didn't take off much. as you can definitely see. There we go. All right, that will work. It's another thing Nick's known for is he draw tests all of his cigars. They have a special machine there. Very nice flavors to start with. It's a very sweet pink grapefruit with a massive amount of cinnamon to go along with it and caramel to make it even sweeter. Black pepper at least an 8. And on the finish right now, the pepper is like a mouthful of peppercorns, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It is everywhere. There is a light but noticeable black coffee base. The front end flavors are very sweet, very nice, and it's just like I described. Pink grapefruit, tons of cinnamon, and loads of caramel. Mix those three up in your mind. It's got to be sweet. So that is how we're starting. Not a bad start. Okay, we're here at the first third. Pretty good time, 30 minutes. Very good time, actually. Now, I want to let you know something I did. The draw was fine, but as you know, draws will contract or get a little tighter as the cigar goes along. So, not wanting to take any more of this cigar away, I used my perfect draw tool, which is perfect for a torpedo. And I went in the end, you can see the hole there. I went in just the depth of these barbs, just that far down. What is that? That far? What, about a half inch or so? Maybe 3/4. And it became fantastic. So I still have my full length of the cigar and even a better draw. Not mixing reviews here, but the perfect draw tool is the way to go. Now your flavors are about like I described. There's much more caramel now. It developed into a much, the flavors settled down to a very smooth caramel with a lot of sweetness. You still have the other flavors, just like I said. You see the smoke coming out of the cap there, right out of that hole. Really works well. Very sweet. The pink grapefruit is not as in your face as it was. It's toned down some. It's getting more in line of a, it's still pink grapefruit, but it's starting to get more of a citrusy, just plain citrus of like an orange. Cigar is pretty much medium bodied at this point, but it's moving up the scale. The finish has a lot of caramel. Maybe some subtle nutmeg on the finish. I don't really have it on the front end. Let me check again. I don't really notice it on the front end. For a Nicaraguan cigar, that's a little surprising. Another thing, Nick's a little secretive about this cigar as far as what's in it. Let's just say it's going to be Nicaraguan and be done with it. But the front end flavors are very good. This is a very sweet, smooth now because the caramel is really sort of elevated and made it like caramel, very smooth. Very sweet. The coffee base is still there, but it's just to give it some low-level flavors, low depth. But this is a fantastic cigar. For the first third, it's a 93. 93 is like a good cigar for me. I've had a lot of 93s this year, but a lot of them didn't hold it. I really hope this one does, because this is some great flavors. Now I'm right at the band, as you can see, so I better start removing that. But I'll be back at the 2/3 point, and let's see where we are. Well, I'm finished the second third. And the primary front end flavor is more of a very sweet cedar with some orange peel. So you still have effects of citrus, but it's more of a cedar. There is still that elevated caramel. I'm also getting a lot of brown sugar now, and the cinnamon is toned down. It's not as abundant as it was at the very beginning. The cigar now I would call medium to full body, really moving toward full. Finish is unchanged. Still very smooth though. And the draw from where I'd use the perfect draw tool is just perfect. But this remains a very good cigar. It's very sweet still. You do have more brown sugar popping up now, and it's detectable to go along with that caramel. So it remains very sweet. I see no reason to change the score, so we're going to remain at a 93. It has not gone down at all. Just the flavors have changed a bit. Percentages here and there, and a minor flavor change on the very front end. So at the 2/3 point, we're rocking along. It's burning very evenly, as you can see. I'll be back to wrap it up here shortly. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. The citrus cedar flavor remained. Some of the sweetness tailed off just a little. You still had your caramel and brown sugar and cinnamon, but it wasn't quite as sweet as it was in the first third and second third. Full-bodied, and the finish has a little brown sugar on it, but it's caramel, brown sugar, and nutmeg now. And some decent lingering black pepper. I don't think I've mentioned that before, but it is decent lingering black pepper on the finish. I'm not sure why the cigar lost a little of its sweetness, but it did tone down. For that reason, I'm lowering the final third to a 92. But overall, your final score, averaging it out, is a 92.67. I'm going to round that to a 93. So your overall score is a 93, and I think it needs to be there. By and large, the cigar was a 93 for the majority of the cigar. As I said, I got these in a 5-pack special, and I can't remember where I got them, and I wish I could, and I can't even find it anymore online. But if you know where you can get them, and they were at a very good price. Normally, these cigars are around $20 a piece, but they were at a very good price, much less than that. And the new packaging, I think Nick might have adjusted the price some. So there you have it. The Perdomo Edicion de Silvio Sungrown Torpedo, or some call it the number 2, 93.